There we go. All right. See you soon.
All right.
Hmm.
Enjoy the nothingness.
within the country that you live in, it would not be difficult to find someone that has not been outside of that country. And with a little further search, you may find people who have not left that particular state, have always lived within the boundary, within a boundary. And in certain parts of the world, you may find people that have never left a particular village, or including its surround. And those that have left their village, state, or country would say to those people, well, there is so much more of the world to explore. There are other climates, other beliefs, other cultures. And you would say to those people, go explore, go find, be open to possibility. And it sounds rather logical, doesn't it? But you would ask a person to broaden their horizons and not be closed or narrow in their viewpoint. And yet, within the viewpoint of man, often their mind is closed. And they have one particular opinion or belief and refuse to be open to other possibilities. And they see life as no more than an appearance of form in a moment of time. And they never look to see if there's other possibilities, or is there a deeper consequence to what they perceive to be an individual, or even a particular trail of thought. So often science can be quite narrow, even though its plan is to be quite open. And anything that challenges that system would then be hidden away and refused. It is the same with some religions, that it is my way and that is it. I am right. You are yet to learn the truth. And you have seen this yourself, I am sure. And you would say, well, that doesn't make sense either. But what is catching your viewpoint? How open are you to possibility? Are you closed-minded in your approach to your own understanding or spiritual development? Do you think that meditation is not for you? Do you think the connection to spirit is for someone else? Do you sit in the development of any particular modality and then struggle? And you would say in these times, particularly your meditation, I am not a meditator. It is easier for other people. I am not due to be enlightened for another 100 lifetimes. Clearly, that is the case, and I must endure today. And you must then put up with your inadequacies and your mental challenges and the challenges of disbelief in yourself. And you refuse to question that. You believe your doubt when we say, doubt your doubt. So you sit there with all, let us call it, mental restrictions and potentially bodily complaints. You say, I cannot. Well, then you are no different to the villager that refuses to go further. It is time you stopped believing in the it is all too hard point of view. Stop believing that it is not for me, it is for someone else. In your logical mind, you know you have the connection to spirit. Yet in your egoic mind, there are challenges, obstacles, and difficulties. And within your ego, at best, there will be belief in spirit. Within your mind, at best, there is faith in spirit. Within your heart, there is no faith. What point is faith when you know? What point is there in hope when you already have everything? So in beliefs, you should rest your mind gently on the belief, but not hold it too tightly. Because beliefs held and gripped become a form and a structure and a jail cell to those that refuse to look beyond the bars. And all religions have this potential problem. But with faith, then there is at least a direction that you must travel. You may not always know why, how, or where, but faith takes you on. And of course, that could be faith in spirit, a god, a deity of some kind, or just a belief system. But faith, too, in time, becomes a hindrance. And you must travel beyond into the heart. From belief to faith to knowing. So if you wish to improve your meditation, your modality that you are developing, your enlightenment that you are wishing for, where will you find it? In your belief, in your faith? Or will you just know? We will take this story further in a moment, as I will show you the way into knowing, the understanding beyond any doubt. So, Brandon, firstly, congratulations. And second, may I have the healing list of names, please?
Yes. Mary Larson, Chantel and Meg, Jonah, Joanne and Lois, whom have both transitioned recently, Taylor, Daniel, Maria and Ada, Barbara and Beth Cleaton, Sheila Wilson, Marcus Alex Vidalis, Amanda Kleinman, Eric Jackson, Karen Kleinman, Craig and Amanda, Katie C., Nigel and Michelle Clark, Teresa, Chris and Howard, Allison, Roberta and Jerry, Teresa, Ariel, Ed, Kathleen, and Isaac. We thank you.
There are more passings there than you have highlighted. But nonetheless, thank you for the names. So in the first part of the talk, I mentioned about belief into faith, into knowing. So I set you a challenge this week. And the challenge is to doubt your doubts. And then take a step to the next level in the chain. I heard you and I answered you. Now let's imagine a situation. It is not so difficult. And it is also not far from the truth. Imagine you were in a situation that you were there at a particular occasion to witness an event of a loved one. The loved one may be your partner, your parent, or let us say a child, whichever is appropriate for you, plus any other possibilities. So this person is on the stage in front of you. You are somewhere in the audience of a few hundred. But when it is your relative's time, they stand. Maybe they are to do a speech or demonstration or maybe give an example of their work. And as they stand up, you look towards them and you are filled with both love and joy and maybe some pride. Now, is that love given to you by your relative on the stage? It is not. The love is within you as in the audience. So you are sitting watching the television, and it's a program that you particularly enjoy. And when that enjoyment arises within you, clearly it is not from the television set. And you would say, it is the program I am watching. And I would say, it is not the program you are watching. It is within you. And when you listen to a particular piece of music that stirs you deep within yourself, is that stirring on the paper and the black ink on the paper, is that where that comes from? Clearly not. Is the stirring within the music that you hear within your ears? It is not. And you can tell it is not, because you may listen to it another time and not get that effect. In each case, and I'm sure there's many more examples, in each case, there is a trigger which has caused you to open your heart, if you want, or your mind, or both. And in opening that, the truth of yourself, your love, or your happiness comes to the surface. So what was hidden because of something external has now been revealed. So you have allowed somewhere deep within you a bubble of love or joy to come to the surface. And that bubble, of course, may go beyond the surface of your being and flow out into the world. And the person sitting next to you may also feel a certain something that they perhaps cannot name. And if you were to allow this to happen more frequently or constantly, then there will be others who will recognize you by your light and will want to just sit within your presence. That bubble of love that comes to the surface is part of who you really are. You have allowed that love to fill your being and come into the world. You've allowed that love to be visible. Sometimes with a smile on your face and sometimes with a tear in your eye. Or a certain quickness to your step. Your love is in the world. Now, this experience is not one that you have not experienced. You have experienced it at some stage. And if we were to change those words slightly, we could also say at times there is a certain knowing that bubbles to the surface. And changing again, there is a certain stillness that comes into the being at times. Again, this is not unknown to you. And if that is truly who you are, that bubble of love, then in that moment, the moment of love, the moment of joy, the moment of pure awareness, in that moment, you are enlightened. And you have met the truth of who you are. Was there any doubt at this time that you felt that love? That you felt that stillness? Was there any doubt? Was that love? Was that not love? Am I still or am I busy? There is no doubt. You know that feeling. So do you have belief in that feeling or faith in that feeling, or do you just know that feeling? Can you describe it to me? Can you give me those 20 words which sum the whole thing? Of course you cannot. So this bubble of love, this bubble of inspiration, the bubble of peace, joy. How do you acquire that? Oh, you can't, can you? You don't acquire it because it is you. You just release it. If you lived your life with that love always on the tip of your tongue, within your aura, and the serenity of your being. And you come to the moment of your transition. Would you look at your life of being a waste? Would you say, yes, but I did not pass my exams. I failed my driving test and I was married 23 times. But the power of that love negates all of that. And you would say your life was a success. And yet you say to me, what is my purpose? What is my direction? What should I be doing? Where should I go? How can I serve others? And I say, be still and know. So you have said, you cannot make progress in your path. You have said you have come to a blockage and you are not delivering whatever it is that you expect yourself to deliver. You say, my mind is too busy for me to be still. Have I not always said, follow the feeling and not the thought? When you truly connect to this sensation of love or peace or knowing or awareness, when you truly connect, you know you are connected. When you have love in your heart, do you hope for more? You do not. When you have love in your heart, do you feel complete? You do. You cannot be in love and in fear at the same time. So in your difficult meditations or your difficult moments or times when you cannot get a nice flow to your music, come across the bridge, connect to the love, and bring the love across the bridge into your life. Doubt your doubts. The love is always present. And stop seeing that it is in the music or the television set or in the other. It is not. It is within you. I said before that within you is the memory of Sat Yuga, the time of truth and clarity. And I said before, that is where you can go. And you can bring Sata Yuga into Kali Yuga. You can bring light into the darkness. And you have this within you. So let us say you are facing a particular difficult, challenging, uncomfortable period of time just in front of you. And you do not know how you will cope with the uncomfortableness that is to come. And you do not know what you should do or how you should do it or how you should behave, what you should say. What is correct so everyone will be happy? What should I do or say? Well, there is nothing you can do. You should just be your truth and allow the love into the world. So when you face somebody angry, allow love into the world. When you face the forbidden fruit of another, bring love into the world. When your mind is uncontrolled in your periods of peace, bring love into the world. When there is a bunch of difficult, obnoxious even, people that you must face, bring love into the world. When you are developing your mediumship or playing your music, or hoping to say some words that are wise and helpful to another, bring love into the world. You do not do this for the sake of the other, but you do it as an expression of who you are. If we strip away all that you are required to be in this lifetime, and what remains is love. And yet you choose to block it. And you are no wiser than the villager who has not left the village. And yet you crave that, but refuse to let it out. You hide behind the demands for you to be perfect, for you to have never made a mistake. You hide behind the ramblings of the mind that you refuse to let go. You hide behind the values of your parent. You hide behind time and say, when this is done, I will go there. When I have finished work and I can retire, then I will go there. You shrink because that is what you think you should do. And you say your ego is stronger than anyone else's. My mind is very busy, as if it's different to any other mind. Ah, but they only have a mild, rambling mind, and I have an extreme one. You hide behind injury. You hide behind, well, I had really difficult parents. But my church doesn't allow that. Well, when science proves spirit, then that is what I will do. These are the narrowness of the mind and its beliefs. And at best, all you can hope for is faith. And if faith gives you such a glimmer that is palatable to you, you will fall backwards into belief and hold on to that rather than releasing and becoming your truth. The organizations which say they are spiritual can form a jail cell around the individual. And yet I free you from that. And I say, don't worry about faith. May point you in a way. Just release the love that's in your heart and live there. And you will accomplish all the goals. That inner desire to help others. The cutting through of the pain and the karmas that you have lived and grown all too frequently. You will cut through the mind by being an expression of the heart. And yet your ego will say, but that is still a failure. Even if you cannot accept that that is your true self, still live from the expression of your heart. Try it. Watch how your ego will say, I will try it on the 1st of next month. I will try it next Monday. I will start later. Live with love in your heart. From now, and see what happens. Play your music with love in your heart. Connect to your problematic relatives with love in your heart. When you make your mistake and turn left instead of right, go right with love in your heart. When you sit in meditation and your mind is difficult, follow the heart. No matter what comes, have love in your being. God bless you all.